So before you start any work, it is good to know how the system works. This is my understanding, it might be incorrect, but from my experience this is how it works. So this is the tank for the coolant. From the bottom there goes the sensor, it is a magnetic sensor. And inside the tank there is a floater with magnet, and if the liquid goes away, the floater with magnet goes closer to the sensor. In the presence of magnets, the sensor will disconnect its contacts. It is basically signal for the car that there is not enough liquid. If there is enough liquid, that means the floater is up away from the sensor and sensor will stay connected. So first thing, you obviously check if you have enough of coolant liquid, like I have. And the other thing, you can check the cables to the sensor. In order to do that, you need to make some room. You will take out the battery, like I did here. And then you can check the cable itself, if it's not loose or if there is no liquid inside, if the cables should not be snapped or any damage. This connector is a little bit hard to disconnect. Okay, push this lever down and then slide this plastic part out. And then you will push plastic lever from the bottom and then you can take out the connector. The other thing you can check if the sensor is not moving up and down. Actually, in my case, it was the problem because my sensor, I will pull it down, it moves down. I push it, it moves up. Okay, and this is the problem in my case. In your case, maybe different. Okay, so I will need to fix this, put some glue in there or just completely replace the tank and sensor. But I already measured it with my multimeter. I put the contacts from multimeter into these two pins from the sensor, and when I'm moving it up and down, it will just change its state. Car thinks that there is one time there is not fluid, there is enough fluid, okay, based on the how bumpy road is or something, I don't know. So this was my problem. So let me demonstrate. Now you can see there is enough fluid, sensor is there, but the sensor is signaling that the circuit is open. Okay, so if I hook it on the car will think that there is not enough fluid. But when I move the sensor up, like this, okay, now there is connection. And now car would think correctly that there is enough fluid. So the problem is that the sensor is loose. It is moving up and down. You see, like for example, right now it's not reacting, but sometimes when I push it down, it will disconnect. So it's a little bit tricky. So other thing, you can check the sensor with multimeter. In order to do that, you need to remove the sensor from the tank. In order to remove the sensor from the tank, you need to take this whole tank out. Actually, you don't need to disconnect these hoses. You just need to remove this plastic holder right here with screwdriver or something. Then you need to remove these covers also with screwdriver. Make sure that you push it in correct way, like I did here, and I just broke off this part, this holder. Then you need to take out this part, this cover. You can do that by hand, I believe. Obviously battery have to be out, like here. And then you will slide this tank towards you, this way. And then you will just basically turn around, and from the bottom you will have take out the sensor. So you check the sensor, and if the sensor is bad, you can just replace it. But if the sensor is good, then you need to maybe clean this tank in order to unstuck the floater, because the floater may be stuck and causing the sensor to have bad readings. Okay, so in order to remove the tank, you need to remove this plastic holder here. You need to remove this cover. Remove this cover. You need to firstly open this lid and drain the fluid from the system. Underneath the car there is a valve. Then you need to remove these hoses here, and then you will slide this tank towards you and take it away, and put some water in there with some cleaner, then shake it up and down, left and right. Then do that many times, and hopefully the floater will unstuck, if that's the case. And then you will just put that back together and check it. So that's it, and I hope this video will help somebody. If you have any other solutions, you can write it in the comments. It might help somebody.